Hi guys and welcome, it's Simon from RidgeMonkey here again, and I'm here to do another fantastic meal on the bank. Now loads of you have got in touch with me saying that, you know, Simon, I just don't have time to cook the meals that you do. Is there anything that you can do that's simpler? In fact, I've had one email in particular from Craig, England. Now, Craig sent me, Simon, I love the food that you do, but can you please help me? When I'm out at places like Monument 2 on a day ticket water and I'm catching the lake record within an hour and a half of turning up on the lake, I don't actually have time to cook a decent meal for myself because I'm too busy posting photos on social media for the rest of my 48-hour session. Is there anything that you can do to help me? Well, Craig, yes, there is. Now we've come up with this amazing little recipe. In fact, what we're going to do is do 2 dishes out of 1 for you today. We're going to do a beef and tomato consomme followed by a beautiful little beef noodle toasted sandwich. Now it's that easy, we don't actually need this, so we're just going to dump these away, okay? And what we've got, I've got a special prototype for you. Now the guys at RidgeMonkey HQ didn't really want me to show you this because it's still in the testing stage, but it's something that we're working on and I'm sure you're going to be as excited as I am. It's called a plug-in kettle. Now as you can see, it does say prototype on there and it has got some RidgeMonkey stickers, and you can tell that it's only at the prototype stage because it's not square yet, okay? So once we've, the guys at development have got it, we're going to make it gunmetal grey or green, and then it's going to be square and carpy. So the way that this works, what we're going to do, we're just going to plug this in to start. Okay, and this literally just goes into your power pack, the red light's on and it's already working. So this has just been plugged in, we're just waiting on that, the red light's going. Our stock is going to be cooking slowly through here. Now, I have tested this in previous prototype testing sessions. This has only taken a minimum of 25 minutes for this to come to a simmer. So that's going to be perfect cooking time for us. Now let's get back to the ingredients that we're going to need to do this dish. Okay, now what we've got here is a beef and tomato pot noodle. Now all of you have said that you haven't got time to cook properly on the bank, and this is actually proper cooking. So we've got our beef and tomato pot noodle. Now I've chosen this one specifically because it's beef. I got a load of stick last time for doing a vegan sausage casserole for you, but I've actually chosen this because this beef pot noodle is actually vegan, so hey, everybody wins, don't they? Now the only other ingredient that we're going to need, I've got here in front of me, I've pre-toasted some toast because we're not using our stove. You know, we haven't got time to actually make toast on the bank. So 2 days ago when I had breakfast, I made this, I put it in a bag and I left it in a cupboard because I knew I was going to go fishing. So we'll just wait the 20 minutes or so for this to boil, and I will come back to you and show you how to make our 2-course meal. Right guys, we've been here 5 minutes now. The kettle's been plugged in. Don't forget this is our prototype, so we're still testing this. It's plugged into our power pack. Now we need to see if our stock is ready to make our pot noodle. Now how do we tell if it's ready to go yet? Well, we're going to take the lid off. I'm going to stick my finger in there. No, it's still cold. We're still waiting. I'll see you in another 20 minutes. My God, we've been here for 10 minutes. I can't wait this long. Just look, just cut the cameras for a second, will you? Look, I can just, let's get this fired up. So much for these bloody prototypes, eh? It's a speed up filming as well, nobody will ever know. Who eats this shit anyway? Look at the back of this. Sunflower oil, disodium isocyanate, disodium guanylate, monosodium glutamate, maltodextrin. There's no beef in it though, is there? Beef and tomato pot noodle, the closest it gets to tomato is the ketchup sachet on the inside. Look at that. 436 pointless calories in every pot. It says that on the side of this. I mean, when was the last time you went, you know what I want for dinner? I want some disodium glutamate and some monosodium glutamate. You only get that when you get a Chinese takeaway normally, don't you? Right guys, so it's only been a couple more minutes and that kettle's nearly at boiling stage now. We're just about ready for this to go into here to make our beautiful pot noodle. Now I really can't wait for these to be finalised and released. These are going to be a game changer on the bank when you're on a 72-hour session and you don't want to cook. Now, just give me a second while I read the instructions because I've never made one of these before, but apparently you lot tell me it's quite easy. Rip off lid. Whip out sachet, add water. Wow, I don't know why I ever became a chef. So it says rip off lid, so let's try that as best we can. Well, that worked, didn't it? Look at that, you even get a flavour sachet in the inside. Now, I suppose as this is a vegan recipe, it comes about as close to beef as that comes to tomato. So we can, right, we'll put that there. It says add the sachet in. Now, what we're going to do, the secret to this, I believe, is that when we're going to fill it, we're actually going to overfill it with the water. So what we've got here, yeah, there we go, look at that, that's starting to bubble now. So we can unplug that. And what we're actually going to do there is we're going to fill that all the way to the top. Now, oh look. Wow, look at that. Doesn't that look like a tasty meal? Now I believe it says on the side of the pot, I've got to give this a stir and leave it for 2 minutes. So there we go, look at that. We'll give that a bit of a stir up. We'll let those noodles infuse. The new RidgeMonkey fork there doing its honours, and we'll come back to you in a couple of minutes. We'll stir it again and then we'll go again. So we just sit here now because we haven't got time to cook properly, so we must need to do something like watch the water and wait for a carp to jump. Right, so this has been now infusing, I'll call it, for a couple of minutes. I think it's been infusing. These noodles are getting subtly softer. Now, I will say, from a chef's point of view, chefs are all about eating things al dente. Al dente means something with a bit of crunch. So I'll take it, if you do like it al dente, don't leave it as long in the water before you eat it. You'll still get that nice little crunch in the noodles. Now, as we said, there's a reason why I've overfilled it. It said fill to the line. I've filled it near enough to the top because what we're going to do, we're going to make 2 dishes out of this one pot noodle. Now, I spoke to you earlier about that. So we've got our thermal mug here, and the first dish that we're going to make is actually a beef and tomato consomme. Okay, now consomme is a really thin, clear soup. So what we're going to do, we're going to take off the lid, and I've got this handy little tea strainer that we're just going to pop on there. Now that might be an extra add-on that we can bring out along with the kettle when that's released after it's all been finished putting through the prototypes. So we're going to bring out this nice little consomme strainer for your pot noodle. So we've just given that a mix up. We're going to leave that another 30 seconds. And then what we've got here, once again, as I said, I've got my pre-made toast on our new plates. So we're going to open that up and get ready for that sandwich. Now, wow, look at that. Look at that, 2 days in a plastic bag. That looks stunning. I can't wait to eat this. The noodles are nice and soft. It's been sitting there infusing for the last 4 minutes. All of those flavours out of that packet of tomato ketchup has run all the way through the liquid. It's really going to give us a tasty consomme here. Now what we've got, once again, as I said, we've got this strainer so our noodles don't go in the cup. We're going to pour that over, and just using the new RidgeMonkey fork, we're going to, there you go now. Wow, look at that. That is going to come out stunning. Easy to cook on the bank. Look at that, we'll just mix that through a little bit, get all of those lovely little bits of flavour back into that cup there. As you can see, the strainer's doing its job there. All of those noodles that are falling in aren't falling into the cup. All we've got is that liquid going in there. That's exactly what we want. Now, who knew actually making a pot noodle could be so intensive work? You know, straining, look at that liquid just dripping out of there into our mug, ready for that flavoursome consomme. Now, we don't want to waste any of that liquid there, do we? Now, so there's our first course. So we've already got the consomme made. How simple was that? We've boiled a kettle, we've put the liquid into there, we've added our ketchup sachet, and then we've waited tediously while that's infused. We're just going to tip that back into there, throw that away, and then the second part of our meal. Now, with that toast that I've already made, we're just going to get those noodles. Look at that, the flavour, the colour of those, it just looks sublime. Look, there's even a pea in there. No beef still, I haven't found any beef yet, but it is a vegan pot noodle, so beef and tomato veganism is the way forward. Now look, we've got all of these lovely little chunks of, I'll take it they're pepper, I'm not really quite sure. There's another pea in the bottom. Look at that, I've just given up now. I'm just going to spoon that over there, stick that on the top. Look at that, consomme and a toasty without the need to cook. What could be better than that on the bank? All that's left to say, guys, is enjoy. Oh, and happy April Fools.